in Cedar County, Iowa, doing another early morning edition of Morning Devotions. It is, what is it, Thursday, May 25th, I think, 2023. We're going to pick up our reading this morning in 2 Kings 12. 2 Kings 12, reading out of the Legacy Standard Bible, the LSB. If you do not have your own copy of that translation, simply open up a second tab. Ross, what are you doing up? It's a bit early. Ross? John, good afternoon. Reuben, good afternoon. Or good morning still. If you do not have your own copy of the LSB translation, just simply open up a second tab. That's right. Open up a second tab, and in that search bar, type read, R-E-A-D, .lsbible.org. read.lsbible.org. Hit enter. That'll bring up the page. Type 2 Kings 12 in the search bar on that page. Hit enter. That'll bring up the text. Follow along as we read, and when we get to the end of the chapter, or view the bottom of the page, just click on the bottom right arrow there, and that'll move you along to chapter 13. Well, sorry to hear you're not feeling well, Ross. But glad in God's providence it would result in part you joining us this morning. Again, we are a good 2.5 hours earlier than usual. Yes, I did get your email, Reuben. I did. Yesterday was extremely busy. I'll explain why here in a minute, but I have every intention of getting to that. So, but thank you for the reminder. But yes, I did get it. Thank you for sending it. So I'm surprised there are, it says 4 of us are logged in, but I expected the Great Britain and Europe contingent to log in. California, I was not expecting California to log in. It's 2:30 a.m. there. Very a.m. Someone else logged in too. Wow, So I'm getting, so far the response has been positive. I was expecting more weeping and gnashing of teeth. Not that I was looking for that or hoping for that, but I was expecting it. In my video, they're calling evil good, burning my Dodgers gear. Hi, Eunice. Africa is now represented. You know what, I did years ago. I haven't been in a Target for I don't know, 7 or 8 years. When they first now look, I'm not a big boycott person. Okay, I think I've talked about this before. We do have to live in the world. Someone I commented on someone else's post. Mentioned they were talking about going into Starbucks and someone chimed in. Oh, why do you give money to people who hate Christians? And so I comment. I don't know. I had no idea who the commenter was, and I said, well, your bank hates you, your grocery store hates you, your plumbing contractor company hates you, your doctor's office hates you. Everyone who doesn't know Christ hates you and your Christ. Now it doesn't all come out as anger and hatred and vilification and all of that, but the Bible's true. And Jesus said they will hate you because of me. And when they hate you, know that they hated me first. So we still have to live in this world. I still have to deal with bankers. I still have to go to a grocery store. I'm not in a position to grow all my own food, and I still have to have electricity in my home and gas and water, and um, I still have to drive on the streets, and so so I'm not a I'm not a boycotter. Generally speaking, I don't boycott everything. Um, I boycott when there may be an opportunity to communicate the gospel in that boycott, or maybe um, make a difference, maybe in a small way, to further the kingdom of God. So, and there's just not enough hours in the day to boycott everything. But I did boycott Target when they opened up their women's bathrooms to men, and the video is still up. Um, I went into Target and I self-identified as an employee. That's isn't. I mean, yeah, and when something is that over the top, that in your face, that let me give God the finger kind of blasphemy, yeah, then why would we participate in that? Um, but so I went into so Ruben has seen it. The few of you here, maybe not all of you have, but uh, so I was so incensed that they were going to expose women to sexual deviance in their bathrooms. Um, I went into Target and I got in line at the check stand, and I got a 89-cent Kit Kat candy bar. And when it was my turn, the poor young lady, she was. I was very kind, very very gentle, and because she's not making these decisions. She's making minimum wage part time, um, working at cash register, right? So I said, I'd like a 10% discount on my Kit Kat bar. And she said, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what she said. Do you have a coupon or something? I said, no, today I'm self-identifying as a Target employee. And she kind of looked at me funny and said, well, do you have, a company ID or name tag or something like that? I said, no, I'm self-identifying as a Target employee. And I said, well, I don't know if I can get. I said, well, can you get a manager? So they got the section manager, and then eventually the store manager, and they're all very kind and respectful, and gently trying to explain to me why they can't give me a 9-cent discount on my 90-cent Kit Kat bar. So when I thought it had gone on long enough, because I wasn't making a scene, and wasn't trying to disrupt the flow of business. I was trying to be careful about that. Um, when it seemed like it had gone on long enough, I let the manager off the hook and explained to him why I was there. And his face just kind of lit up like, oh. I said, hey, if you're going to let men in women's bathrooms, if you're going to let men pretend to be women and expose women to that in bathrooms, then why can't I identify as a store employee? So, anyways, I put that up, and that was the last time I've been in a Target, I think, and that was, I don't know how many years ago, 8 years ago that I did that. So, but the response thus far um, to the video of burning my Dodgers gear has been positive, um, for what it is. So, all right. So here's why we're meeting so early today. again. So we got together early yesterday because I was going to a pond in Muscatine County to work a pond for some folks there, and I got there, and the pond was more than 50% covered in algae. It was just unfishable. So I came up here to Cedar County to fish at Nate and Sue's pond here. Then I worked their ponds too. So a little extra driving yesterday morning. But so yesterday morning, Maria, Mrs. Miano, um, she posted something on a group called Buy Nothing. I think I mentioned this yesterday. And these groups are all over the country. They're Facebook groups. They're local, regional groups where people can offer things for free. Things they don't want to sell, things they don't have use for, things that are in good condition or brand new. Often baby items, baby toys, clothing, diapers, bottles, things like that. You know, your kid outgrows their 6-month outfit. You don't know when you're going to have another 6-month-old child. And so you just offer it for free on this Buy Nothing group. And so Maria's participated in that for a while, gotten some nice things for the grandkids and things like that. And we've also given a number of things away. And Maria uses that as an opportunity to communicate the gospel. When she goes to pick something up, the person gets a gospel tract. When someone comes to get something, they get a gospel tract. So that's been a way for Maria to engage in evangelism. So, you know, as you probably know, I catch a lot of fish for families in my church, my small church here in Davenport, Iowa. And none of the families in our church have a particular need in that regard. They're not, as the world might say, food deprived or anything like that. And if that were the case, the whole church would step up and take care of the family. But it's mainly just to bless my family, bless my church family. It's a way to serve them, a small way to serve them. So Maria came up with the idea the other day. She said, hey, you know, I've seen from time to time on this Buy Nothing group, people, there we go, people asking for information about food banks or food pantries, or where can they get foodstuffs. So Maria said, hey, Tony, you know, we've went through the church already this spring and provided them with pounds of fillets of food. What would you think about offering freshly caught fish on the Buy Nothing group? I say, I think that's a great idea. You know, just one more way to get the gospel out. So I wrote a tract. For the business owners in our church family called Glad to Serve You. Glad to Serve You, available through 1 Million Tracts. Because I wrote the thank you tract. You know, many years ago. We say thank you all the time. That's a way to get the gospel out. Say thank you to someone at a Target store as you're self-identifying as a Target employee, and you put a tract in her hand. Well, I wanted to write a tract for the other side of the counter. So this is Glad to Serve You. So this is the tract that, you know, when Maria does the Buy Nothing stuff and she gives something away, she uses this tract, and when she receives something, she uses the thank you tract. And so Maria, I wrote up a post for Maria. She posted it on the group. The group is moderated, and all the posts have to be approved. And so we didn't know if they would even approve that, you know, because it is a little different. hey, I've got fresh fish. Well, they did. And within minutes of them approving the post, Maria had a half a dozen people, and it's mostly ladies on this group. Half a dozen ladies responding, saying that would be wonderful. What a blessing. One lady said, we're on assistance, and money runs out before the end of the month, and we're wondering where the food's going to come from at the end of the month, and so that would be really helpful. So I was out here yesterday. Maria gave me word that, hey, we've got multiple takers here, and Maria and I made our first delivery yesterday afternoon to a lady named Michelle. And what we learned about Michelle when we met her in a pharmacy parking lot in East Moline, what we learned is vegetables only, fish, fruit, and vegetables only. And so we were able to provide a meal for her family, about 2.5, 3 pounds of bass fillets. Caught just yesterday. Um, and and today I'm fishing for a family of 7. Um, and 2 or 3 more requests came in last night. So I've got 7 or 8 families waiting for fish, understanding that they call it fishing and not catching. And it may take a little while to get through all the families. It's first come, first serve. But it's something Maria and I get to do together. We get to meet people we otherwise wouldn't meet. We get to serve them in a physical, tangible way and into their hands. And so we're excited about that. And as the Lord would have it, Maria got heckled on this Facebook post. Someone who somehow put together that she was from